Running a little behind here. I got to get my son to work, just finished my exercise. Just want to say this while it's at the top of my head here. So Leandro sent me an email and saying, should I tell Mr. Bult you're dragging him into this? Me and Gabe are like this, and we already know, we already know what Leandro's trying to do in this lawsuit and my husband, well, lawsuit or divorce. So I said, you can go right ahead and, you can basically put this down as a fault divorce, that my husband was neglectful. We can try that narrative where he was neglectful and the Bolts knew how to treat me like a lady. So I went to church with his dad too and his grandfather, and I worked for them. And then I said, or you could do this narrative, right? And I said, but that wouldn't quite fit. You could try this narrative. And they basically accused me of attempting to have an affair with him. And, I'm used to anything that's valuable to me getting taken away. Anything from when I was a kid, my bike was stolen, my rabbit was killed, relationships were taken, and the same thing's kind of happening here too. And so I said, I didn't even know Jennifer Frost worked for KW, right? I had no idea when I signed up for her class. I thought she was just totally on her own, which I kind of think she is, but she is associated with KW. Didn't know this till later. So I'm like, or you could try this narrative, which is more true. When I worked for the Bolts, Gabe did nothing but treat me like a lady. He was very gentlemanlike, very good character. And when you're going through trauma and you've had a father who's mistreated you growing up, and you've had an abortion, right around that abortion, things are coming out that happened around it. For me, it was my father throwing me. It was the anger. So I had a work situation where there was anger that had come out a little bit because someone thought I was stealing candy. Somebody in the company had called and ratted on me. Candy was out. Gabe thought I was stealing it, and he, wasn't happy about it. And so some of that anger came out there. And then, I wasn't fired. He said, I want you to stay. It wasn't, it wasn't what he thought it was. And then, he was very nice to me, and he's just a nice guy. And I'm like, I am so uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable. I need my space. And so I was in crises mode, and I was trying to get a trailer for us, a home, because we had 5 sons, and the trailer is falling apart. I'm trying to think. I think the 3 of them were out, the 3 older. But my son had to get on the roof and shovel because the thing was literally coming down. So I'm in a really focused work mode, right? Because I've got a lot on my back, and I'm trying to get housing for us. Not that my husband did much to try to help. So I'm at work asking for more hours. They're giving me more hours. I'm working like 40 hours plus homeschooling. And so Gabe had said something about my family, and I said, mind your business. I was being nice. I'm like, just mind your business, because I knew my family likes to start trouble. And sure enough, here they are trying to start trouble, accusing me of trying to have an affair. And so, him and his dad ended up just, I later told them about the abortion. They didn't know. There was miscommunications at work. They didn't know that I had just come from a post-abortive class where the can of worms was open right before I worked for them. So they did nothing but show me tons of love after. I mean, tons. And to this day, Gabe and I are good, and he's just a gentleman. And when you've had men who have mistreated you, and then you have men who are good to you, what they do is they restore your femininity and help you. So I absolutely love the Bolts, and so appreciate what they have done for me.